organic chemists. Today we're going to prep for our TLC lab. We're going to start by lighting a Bunsen burner and preparing some capillary tubes. We're going to pull some capillary tubes today. To light the Bunsen burner, make sure that the valve is open, but it can't be super loose. So sometimes the valves have been opened almost and they're falling off. Well, you can ignite a fire right here where gas can escape. So, check that the valve is definitely screwed in. You can try to screw it all the way in and then open it up a couple of turns. And then it's got to be getting some oxygen in those openings right here. And if that's the case, we're almost ready to light our Bunsen burner. Here's a tray with other materials that we're going to use. And so I'm just going to go ahead and clear my desktop of some clutter. And I like to light the match first by squeezing between the matchbook. That's kind of a nice little trick. And then I'm going to open the valve, but it doesn't have to be all the way open. And, that's perfect. That's a nice, good inner blue cone. So my gas valve is only open about a quarter turn. It's not even, perpendicular with the valve. I just opened it about a quarter turn. And then you're going to find that you have some capillary tubes at your bench, and you're going to want to pull 3 of these capillary tubes and split them in half so that you have at least 6 spotters. So let me show you how we do that. We want this, now you might not be able to see it, but the blue cone is going way up here. But here's the inner blue cone. You want to be looking at the top of the inner blue cone. That's what I'm going to be aiming for with my capillary tube. I want the very point of the inner blue cone to hit my capillary tube in the middle. I'm going to roll this between my fingers, and as I feel it's starting to give way, I'm going to bring it out of the flame and just pull it and extend it so that I've got this narrowed capillary tube. And then I can break that in half. I can literally, as it cools, now don't touch it while it's hot. If you touch that center, you can get a good burn. So don't touch it while it's hot. Give it 30 seconds or a minute to cool. And then you can kind of split that in half. This spotter's pretty nice. It's narrowed, but it's not great. So I'm just warming up. I think I should try at least one more to show you a pretty good spotter. Now, again, the blue flame goes way up here, but I'm looking for this inner blue cone. The top of the inner blue cone is about right here. And I'm just going to roll this carefully at top of that inner blue cone and then take it out and extend it. That one went quite a bit better for me. I've got this narrowed portion in the center that's much narrower than it was before. I let that cool 30 seconds, a minute, and then what I'm going to do is just break that in half, and I'll get 2 spotters. Now this one is really long. Might be almost dangerously long. This spotter's kind of perfect. If it has a jaggedy edge, I can kind of get that off on the counter. But if there are any glass pieces, I need to get a broom and dustpan and sweep them up and get them in the broken glass. I don't really have that. I'm just going to stick with them. I'm going to stick with this one the way it is. Really, I think this one's fine. This one's okay. It's not super narrow, but it'll probably be functional. This one looks great. This narrowed, pointed in. This one, like I said, is really long. I could carefully break some of it off or have my teacher help me break some of it off and get it in the broken glass if I wanted to save it. Or I could just throw it in the broken glass if I was really worried about injuring myself with it. I don't want you to do that. You can always just throw them in the broken glass. What you need to have when you're done is 6 of these great spotters ready to go, because you're going to have 6 different spots on your TLC plate. I'm going to turn that off, and then I'm going to start to get my plate ready. So now that I've got my spotters, I'm ready to start getting that plate ready.